Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is my raw review of Baki Hanma Season 3. Now, apologies if I sound tired. It is currently 5 o'clock in the morning and I just finished the season, so it is fresh. It's fresh. And I have a couple of quick notes here that I want to talk about before I make a whole 2-hour video on it, so stay tuned. Alright, the first thing I have here is, what the hell is Pickle? Why would they name this behemoth of a man Pickle? I was so mad. When I first saw him, I was in awe, I was, whoa, this guy is a beast. This is what I imagine Yujiro would look like if he was from the Stone Ages, and they made it picture perfect, This guy is scarily accurate. But man, why Pickle? Why you gotta call him Pickle? He got so many cool names. I can't think top of my head, I don't know, the monster. Actually, that's a crap name as well. But you know what I'm saying? Pickle, a vegetable. They call the guy a vegetable. I have that in bold writing. It says scribbled on top of the page. And next we have the narrator. Man, I love the narrator. His voice. Oh yeah, I watched it in dub. Oh man, I have a headache. I watched this in dub, and the narrator was cool at the beginning. But when he was fighting all the other Retsu and Jack, the amount of times that it cuts to the narrator it just made me. I had to afford it. It got too much. When the action was getting to its peak, they stop, cuts to a flashback, blah blah blah. I learned this technique from this. It was cool, but it's just too many. It's too many. But I do have a pro right here. I have lots of cons, but the pro here is I like how Baki is more down to earth in this season. In part 1 and part 2, he seemed more adultish, more one-dimensional. In this season, you could see that he's an actual teenager when he comes down to it. He's excited, he gets angry, he gets all the emotions, and you didn't see that in part 1 and part 2. That was a major improvement. Also, his inner monologues were awesome. I loved his inner monologues. When he jumped off the ceiling and fell to the ground, and he was like, why can I taste this? The detail in which he describes everything it was one of my favourite parts of the show. Oh yeah, and this is a little detail as well. But when Pickle woke up, the demeanour in which he woke up was just so dumb. I loved it. I mean, this scientist, I don't know if they were trying to copy someone. Not Albert. What do they call him? Albert Payne. Not Albert Payne, his assistant. The way he woke up Pickle just by cooking a steak. I mean, they have a whole laboratory, right? And they have a little kitchen there. How the heck did the smell go all the way from the kitchen to where Pickle's being kept? I mean, don't they have tight seal enclosures and whatnot? That was silly, but it was fun. And the way he was introduced was awesome as well. Just a typical Baki, shoot a gun at me, doesn't hurt. Just your trope, you'd say. And then you have my favourite part of the show, when all the heavy hitters come to see Pickle in his glory and they just stood there in awe. And then you have the main man, Yujiro, turn up, handshake him and flip him on the floor. It was awesome. I mean, the way Pickle just slept through all of these guys just standing there, the strongest people in the world. And then as soon as Yujiro walks in, the guy wakes up, comes to greet him. That just puts him on another level. Yujiro's already on another ladder, another mountain peak to these guys. And then it just sets another precedent to what we thought Yujiro was, and then the author just puts him higher. It's unimaginable, as you'd say. But then after that, we run into a problem. See, these guys want to fight Pickle, but then I don't know about you guys, but I'm just so uninterested in these side characters. I just want to see Baki and his father. I mean, guys like Retsu and aforementioned Jack. These guys are cool, I'm interested in them in somewhat capacity, but guys like Orochi's son, I could not care less about. I know they tried to make him a whole arc, but it was in part 1 was Muhammad Ali's son. It was like that. I don't care about him enough to see what he goes through. But then we see the fights, and I still didn't care, even though his guy's arm torn off. Oh, that's another thing. The gruesomeness, the bloodiness of this show. Holy crap, it's another level. I mean, I don't know if I said this before, can't remember, but part 2, my favourite, the prison was one of my favourites, my favourite season. But this scene, oh my gosh, when Jack gets his face ripped off and Orochi's son gets his arm broken, disgusting. I didn't want to, I don't know, this is kind of weird, but I wanted Pickle just to eat them, just to set that tone at the beginning when he eats Retsu's foot. I think it was actually Retsu, which was a shocker, to say the least, but he only ate a leg, and that just defiles the whole thing for me, to be honest. And finally, on my notepad, I wrote, the ending was flat. You know, in part 1 and part 2, you see Yujiro fighting this old man and destroying him. In part 2, we see Piccolo at the end. And this one, you don't see nothing. I mean, even the fight at the end, like Baki, it was revealed that Piccolo wasn't even trying at the end, you know? And it was flattening. Well, for me anyway, because I know we got to see Baki go toe-to-toe with this behemoth, with his mount. Well, for me at least, because I know we saw Baki go pound for pound with this guy, but then there was no winner. Like, it was the split decision between Retsu and Hanamiya. And I don't know, man. I need a winner at the end. I need someone to root for at the end, you know, because I don't know who won. And if I don't know who won, I can't get excited about it. But at least, you know, in the end, Pickles escaped and he's living a free world. So there's that. Well, let me know what you guys think. I'll make a longer video explaining everything in fuller detail, but for now, I think this is okay. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.